time and a place for everything. I'm not gonna say he's right and I'm not gonna say he's wrong. You know, but it's so crazy. When he spoke about it, I could have easily came out and said, yeah, you spoke about it. I ain't have to say nothing.
I think it's dangerous for him to go back in there and fight Lamont. I think Lamont is a hell of a fighter. I can see that going left. So he better be on his A game.
Yo, too, we're back again with some more boxing news in the boxing world. We got some breaking news. Gary Jonas, Lamont Roach's promoter, says this rematch is a done deal.
Floyd Mayweather has stirred up the boxing world once again, this time by issuing a bold and unexpected warning to his former protege, Gervonta "Tank" Davis. In a dramatic and very public statement, Mayweather urged Davis to think twice and even consider withdrawing from his much-anticipated rematch against Lamont Roach. Known for his calculated thinking and decades of ring wisdom, Mayweather's cautionary words have triggered widespread speculation. Fans, pundits, and insiders are now questioning the deeper implications behind his remarks, wondering if Mayweather sees danger or strategy where others don't. Is there something Mayweather knows that the public doesn't? The boxing world is buzzing with curiosity.
I think Lamont Roach is a terrific fighter. He might be a little over his head with Gervonta Davis. Gervonta Davis is, I mean, to say the least, he's a beast. He really is. He's a tremendous fighter. He's a dedicated fighter when it comes to training and fighting and making sure that he's in optimal conditions when he steps inside that squared circle. It's going to be a tough night for Roach, but you can never count him out. You know, watching him fight up close and personal, he's sneaky good, which means he can catch you at any time. He can land combinations, sometimes at will, without you even knowing it. You know, he's that sneaky. So, yeah, it's going to be very interesting. But, you know, obviously, Gervonta Davis has the experience. He has the knowledge. He has that mean streak in him that will take you out with any.
Gervonta Davis has officially kicked off his training camp in preparation for his long-awaited rematch against Lamont Roach Jr., set to take place on August 16th in Las Vegas. This follow-up clash comes on the heels of their previous showdown, which ended in a controversial draw, igniting fierce debates among fans and analysts. The controversy stemmed largely from a disputed non-knockdown in the 9th round. Determined to erase all doubt and reaffirm his dominance in the lightweight division, Davis is stepping up his training efforts, placing intense focus on physical endurance and tactical sharpness. He's leaving no stone unturned in pursuit of a definitive victory. The original fight between Davis and Roach remains clouded by controversy, especially due to the strange incident that occurred in round 9. During that round, Davis dropped to a knee after being hit with a jab from Roach, later claiming that grease from his hair treatment had impaired his vision. Referee Steve Willis began to count, then abruptly stopped and allowed Davis to retreat to his corner for aid and action that is not permitted during an active round. This sequence left many feeling that a knockdown should have been officially recorded, potentially altering the fight's outcome. Although the New York State Athletic Commission reviewed the scenario, they chose to uphold the initial ruling.
I don't know what the just happened. You a referee, your biggest, you should have seen what the going on. Why I would have, if I'm in the corner, I'm erratic in between rounds. What was your feeling in between rounds when you seen that?
It was going off. My assistant coach, Ben Johnson, he was going off on him. Like, hey, Steve, what the f is wrong with you? He was cursing him out and everything. He was like, that was a damn. Yeah, he just stood off and waved us off, and he was like.
Yeah, because for me, one person would have been having to deal with Lamont, and the other would have been the whole 60 seconds.
Yeah, that's how I was. I was dealing with him, and my man Ben was dealing with the rough.
Right.
Lamont Roach's performance in their first meeting left a lasting impact. He showcased incredible grit and tactical intelligence, standing his ground against Davis and delivering effective counters throughout the bout. His defensive instincts and precise timing not only frustrated Davis but also won over many boxing aficionados. Roach proved he wasn't just a stepping stone but a legitimate threat capable of going toe-to-toe with one of the division's most explosive talents.
What I didn't know is that once Lamont Roach stepped into the ring, he would be the bigger fighter. What I didn't know is that once he was in the ring and he looked like the bigger fighter, he fought like the bigger fighter, because, ladies and gentlemen, from opening bell, he walked right to Gervonta Davis. Walked right to him and stayed in his face all night long. If he backed up at all, ladies and gentlemen, it was 5% of the time. The other 95% of the time, he walked right to Gervonta Davis. Gervonta Davis caught him with some good shots. He took it and then gave it back. Body punches, counter punches, left hook, straight right. This brother Lamont Roach can fight. And he's beautiful defensively as well. And seemed completely unfazed and undeterred by Tank Davis, a knockout.
Roach's foresight proved invaluable when he included a rematch clause in the original fight contract. That move ensured an immediate second bout in the event of a loss or draw. By planning for every possible outcome, Roach demonstrated both business intelligence and confidence in his skills. It was a strategic maneuver that secured him another shot at glory and showed he wasn't willing to leave his fate to the whims of boxing politics.
I happen to be a boxing fan, that the fact that I do watch him fight, you know what I'm saying? Like, I really like boxing.
Are you open to immediate rematch?
In my contract, immediate rematch was signed. I signed for the immediate rematch when I signed for the first fight.
Right.
Just in case he lost or just in case it was a draw.
So when you got a rematch clause, how long will it take?
It's up to the A side and when they want to fight. So I'm thinking it's going to be soon. I'm hoping it's going to be soon. Let's say that.
What is soon to you? When you say soon to me, I'm thinking a month.
I'm thinking July.
I'm thinking July for sure.
Gervonta Davis is fully committed to this rematch, recognizing that his reputation took a significant hit following the outcome of their initial clash. For him, this isn't just about victory, it's about redemption. Davis views this second fight as a golden opportunity to restore his image, erase the doubts, and send a clear message to critics and challengers alike. He wants to prove that he's still a dominant force in the sport and that what happened last time was an exception, not the rule.
We gotta talk about it. So, Tank officially came out and says that he wants to put this rematch as early as May. Now, if that were to happen, Lamont Roach gets a second time to prove himself. Now, in my personal opinion, his stock has already risen. He is already known, but the fact that he went toe-to-toe with Tank on a decision that ended in a draw, whether he loses this second fight or not won't even matter. Because he's directly in line to go against the Keyshawn Davis, the Shakur Stevensons, and etc., the Devin Haney's, and etc. I can see him moving up and going against Devin Haney or Ryan Garcia or somebody like that. So many people to fight. Lamont Roach has definitely proven himself. But let's talk about something else, and that is the hairstylist situation. In my humble opinion, I believe she should have been quiet. As a hairstylist, there was nothing for you to say. There was nothing for you to say. No fan in boxing is going to look at that like, I don't want to break my hair. No one would have said that. But she hurt herself, and she came out and publicly made multiple claims. There are always receipts that no one needed, no one asked for, saying, oh, this had no reason, or no one cares. No one cares. I don't even believe it. Sometimes it's based on that crowd. But you guys let me know in the comments. Should she have remained quiet, or should she have did what she did, which is spoke up? You let me know.
Mayweather's plea for Davis to reconsider the rematch isn't rooted in fear, it's rooted in experience. Having navigated countless high-stakes bouts himself, Mayweather believes that the timing and circumstances surrounding this rematch may present unnecessary risks. He's thinking strategically, warning that a potential loss could seriously tarnish Davis's undefeated record and long-term marketability. For Mayweather, the decision isn't emotional, it's business and legacy combined.
Credit here because I have a lot of criticism for Gervonta Davis and Canelo Alvarez for the choice of opponents. But at least Gervonta Davis is doing the Mayweather. He's giving the immediate rematch. Right. You had a tough fight, you're doing the immediate rematch. I like it.
All right, so what I'm
I need to push back real quick.
Yeah, I knew you would. Go ahead.
Push back. I'm giving the guy credit.
I like Gervonta Davis. I know you talk a lot about his opponents and whatever, and you're talking about Lamont Roach.
We're not going to go pick a
But okay,
Find me a less than a 10-1 underdog and he fought on pay-per-view.
Look. I'm talking about this fight right here. Look at the first fight. So, picking Lamont Roach, you're saying, he's basically cherry picking is what you're alluding to. He has a history with the guy. They've been in the gym together. They sparred together. They fought in the amateurs. He knew the level that Lamont brought. Also, Lamont's one of those guys. You ask anybody in the boxing world, they know how good Lamont is, and it's his record. Leading up to him getting to the title shot or getting his title win, it's kind of like, the Jamel Herring fight's really hard to forget. He struggled with some guys that you wouldn't expect him to, but he's really come into his own because the guy who was in the gym that everybody saw coming up has been realized now. So I don't think Gervonta Davis was handpicking an easy guy in Lamont Roach. Stylistically, listen, Gervonta's team's not dumb. They look at what this guy can do and where he can give him troubles, and it certainly worked out that way. Did they overlook him a little bit in terms of being like, I beat him back then. He struggled here and there. I'm just too good. I'm at a different level. I think that Lamont really stepped up. So I'm going. Gervonta's that good, but guess what? So's Lamont.
So I was exaggerating. That's what you're saying. I'm exaggerating.
You tend to be hyperbolic at times. Yes.
How dare he? How?
Jeff Mayweather, Floyd's uncle and a respected voice in the sport, also weighed in on the controversial draw. He admitted that the events of the first Davis vs. Roach fight surprised him. While he stopped short of calling it a robbery, Jeff acknowledged that Roach's performance had undoubtedly affected Davis's mystique. Fighters who once feared Davis now see vulnerabilities, and that shift in perception could have long-term consequences for Davis's career trajectory.
Jeff Mayweather here at the Mayweather Boxing Club. How are you doing, sir?
Okay.
You don't look okay. All right, well, we got this potential rematch everybody wants to see, Tank Davis versus Lamont Roach. First of all, are you surprised that everybody's wanting to see a rematch between these two? Because no one expected it to be a close fight in the first place.
That much is true. Me, myself, I'm a big Tank fan. And I was shocked. I was shocked at the outcome of the fight.
Who did you have winning the fight?
I have Roach winning the fight.
Do you consider robbery, or do you lean Roach and are cool with the draw?
I wouldn't say it was a robbery. I mean, the fight was close. But if I was a judge, I would have gave Roach the fight.
All right.
Some experts believe that Davis's renewed training intensity could be the decisive factor this time around. After the controversial outcome of their first encounter, Davis has returned to camp more focused than ever. Analysts point to his enhanced discipline, sharper conditioning, and improved strategic planning as signs that this version of Davis could be drastically more dangerous. Known for his raw power and tactical smarts, Davis is being viewed as a fighter on a mission. If his training translates to the ring, many believe he won't just win, he'll re-establish his dominance over the entire lightweight division.
Gervonta Davis and Lamont Roach, the rematch is on. Lamont Roach fought a perfect fight. Gervonta didn't look so great. In the rematch, Gervonta can do a lot more better. Roach can't. Gervonta may win this one.
Boxing legend Teddy Atlas didn't mince words when breaking down Davis's abilities. According to Atlas, Davis blends raw athleticism, lightning-fast reflexes, and elite-level decision-making inside the ring. He emphasized Davis's in-ring IQ, his timing, ability to counter, and mastery of angles as traits that set him apart from most fighters today. Atlas went as far as to suggest that Davis could be among the very best pound for pound. However, Atlas also noted that Davis may have underestimated Roach the first time, which could explain the surprising result. Overconfidence, Atlas suggested, may have dulled Davis's preparation.
The way that he boxes, he's versatile. You know, he can do a lot of things. He can go get you. He's got the attitude of a fighter. He's not a huge puncher. Obviously, Tank Davis is the puncher in this. But Roach can go get you, but he can box. I think he's better served. He's got long arms, good length. He's better served. He's got a good boxing IQ. Fundamentally solid. He's better served to box on the outside with the always dangerous Tank Davis. Box, see if he can get it done, angles, pot shot, be disciplined enough to do that all night long. I think he should stay away from trying to go on the inside, which again, he's got the attitude of a real fighter, which you love, And I wouldn't be shocked if Roach said, oh, no, I'm going to go inside sometimes. I don't know that that would be the best choice. He knows how to do it if he wants to. At the end of the day, all of what I said, Bud, it's one thing that really makes the day. It's not because Tank Davis is just undefeated. It's not because Tank Davis is just a great puncher. He's just a full package. He's really, really the full. I don't make him pound for pound up there. He's up there in the top 5 pound for pound. I don't put him there because he's a puncher. I put him there because he is a complete darn fighter. He can go get you. He can fight in the trenches. He can go to the body, the head. He can use his legs when he has to. He can set traps. He can counter punch.
That underestimation seems to have sparked a transformation in Davis's mindset. This time around, he's not taking anything for granted. Experts observing his camp report a level of focus and discipline unlike anything they've seen from him before. Davis is treating this rematch like a championship war, not a routine fight. Meanwhile, Roach is also taking things seriously. In recent statements, he said he's preparing for every possible scenario, knowing that Davis will come in with fire. Roach is refusing to get comfortable. He sees this fight as an entirely new challenge and is approaching it with laser focus.
Matches that you fought? 0. What do you have to do to create enough separation where this don't happen again?
Whew, that's a good question. It's going to be based on my training camp. I have to push myself a little harder if that didn't give me the win. And I have room. I definitely have room. I'm not going to lie, I have room.
You believe you fought the best Gervonta, or do you think he got some more gears?
100% for a fact. I think he might have some more gears, but I fought the best Gervonta that night. I don't want people to get it misconstrued or whatever the case may be. He's a hell of a fighter. Hell of an IQ, great punching power, good speed, and a really good boxing ability. A lot of people underrate that. Don't think because of what I did, y'all think y'all can just go in there and think y'all can have the same night, you know what I'm saying, or do the same thing. He still will go upside your head and crack you, and you know what I'm saying, you might end up on the floor. Everybody not built the same, and that's what people get it messed up. He did a whole lot of things that was good in that fight, a whole lot. And I'm telling you right now, if he wasn't as good of a fighter as he was, that would have been, you know what I'm saying? I would have steamrolled. Don't get that misconstrued. He's still the guy he is. It's just he ran into a guy that's on the same level.
Still, there are critics who argue that Davis should walk away from the rematch altogether. They believe that Roach has figured out how to neutralize Davis's explosiveness, exploiting holes in his defense and ring discipline. They point to Roach's calm, technical execution in the first bout as evidence that he can frustrate Davis again and maybe even defeat him outright. With his undefeated record on the line, some fear a loss here could alter the course of Davis's career. In response, Davis has brought in renowned trainer Kenny Ellis to overhaul his game. Ellis has already begun tightening Davis's movement, enhancing his defense, and refining his combinations. The goal isn't just to fix mistakes, it's to elevate Davis into a more complete and intelligent fighter.
The interview circuit, right, kind of being a little bit out of character leading into the rematch. Do you think, and this is what Mill City asked, do you think that is something you guys are taking in consideration in preparation for the fight? And what Kenny Ellis said was, look, man, we're not falling for the banana in the tailpipe. We know what Lamont Roach brings to the table, and he says that Lamont Roach is, we're not believing that he's out there drinking or blowing up a bunch of weight and all of that. You know, he says what most people say, hey, we're going to prepare for the best version of Lamont Roach that is going to, that'll come for us. But the way that he saw the fight coming out was he said he sees it like the fight before, a lot of really crisp shots landing. And the fight is going to be similar, but hey, the fight at the same time is going to be very different. Now, I just happen to have a very good friend named Phoenix the Assassin who breaks down fights for me. He's a trainer. got a world-class eye for fights. And what he speculated should be the difference between the first fight and the second fight for Gervonta is that Gervonta is going to need to spend a lot more time fighting on the outside and scoring points for a longer period of time on the outside, and then making sure that, and basically forcing Lamont Roach to try to initiate something with slower hands, score his points, and get out. And he said the reason that he believes that
For Davis, this isn't just a professional obligation, it's personal redemption. That draw with Roach continues to fuel his determination, haunting him as a blemish he's desperate to erase. He's channeled that frustration into his training, using it as fuel to push harder and dig deeper. Every session in camp is approached with an intensity that suggests he's not just preparing to win, he's preparing to dominate. Davis wants to rewrite the narrative and prove, beyond a doubt, that he's still the man to beat in the lightweight ranks.
As a hairstylist, there was nothing for you to say. There was nothing for you to say. No fan in boxing was going to look at that like, I don't want to wear my hair. No one would have said that. But she hurt herself when she came out in public and made multiple claims. There are always receipts that no one needed, no one asked for, saying, oh, this had no grease or oil in it. Nobody even believes it. Sometimes it's best to remain quiet. But you guys let me know in the comments. Should she have remained quiet, or should she have did what she did, what she spoke of? Let me know.
Now the question remains, should Gervonta Davis go ahead with this rematch against Lamont Roach, knowing what's at stake? Or is he risking everything, his record, his reputation, his legacy, by stepping back into the ring with a man who may have already cracked the code to beat him?